what are we doing this for? Like we have nothing to show for our business. We're working our butts off. And TLC approached us to do a show, the LittleChocolatiers, and we actually, during that time, prior to them coming, had found an old grocery store. We loved the avenues, we loved the neighborhood, we knew that we needed to leave, we looked all over the place, we even looked in Pioneer Park, we looked in Sugar House, we looked at all different areas, but this old grocery store, it was the 8th Avenue Market, kept it reappearing to us. Like, we just wanted to go up there. It had a huge parking lot, but it was a piece of crap. Like, it had been ran down, and they weren't able to put a lot of money into it, so it needed a lot of wear and tear and repairs, and we didn't have the money to put into it. So as the show, progressed, we saved every penny that we could from all the increase of business, and we went back to the family and to the banks, and we purchased the building last June. So we purchased that building, and we had been working about a year and a half now, well, a year, on reconstruction, and it was frustrating, it was painful, it was everything. We worked with a few different banks. We ended up working with one bank, and it was torture. I mean, as far as like the process, we got to a point where we put every penny we had of any surplus, anything, all of that surplus fund into this kind of stuff. We started gutting it ourselves, doing anything that we could before the bank finalized their loan. So we spent every cent that we could, and we're finally able to get an SBA loan, and we signed it in February this year. So we've been paying architect fees. We've been paying for a lease at our current spot for the loan on that building since June. So, just about a month ago, we started construction. So, sorry, more chocolates, subliminal. But you can see it, the old grocery store, we had all of those shelving units pulled out. There was the tiles and everything up on top. It was in bad condition. The roof was leaking.
Code too. Like the code was, all the refrigeration and everything had wood interior. I mean, we had to basically get rid of most everything.
And that's kind of showing that. But we took all that down because we needed to know how bad the roof was damaged, and there was a lot of water damage. So we had the electrician come in, my brother-in-law, sorry Tim, but Tim actually helped us, and then my brother-in-law got mad at me and said, well, what about me? How can I earn you back? So I guess I'm stuck in a hard spot. But when my brother-in-law's busy, we'll hire you back, Tim. You're in. So we called it electrical work removal, so that he could tear down all of these tiles and all these ceiling tiles so that they could look into it before we started more construction. We had, on the floor you can see, is the old asbestos tile. So we had to tear all that up, have it removed. We did all that. We kind of did it before the bank even finalized everything. So really it was kind of us saying, look, we're spending all this money, we're trying to show you that we're doing a good faith effort, that we need your money. And so we just kind of kept doing as much as we could. So that's that picture.
Wow.
That's kind of after it was all cleaned out.
And it's the same floor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's downstairs. That's going to be where we are putting the production. We are going from a 500 square foot kitchen to a over 5,000 square foot space. We're separating an area to make candy and chocolate that's going to be controlled and cool on one end of the building. And then the other end is going to be where we're cooking, so we don't have those, knock on wood, air conditioning problems, and we can bake at the same time as dipping. We're also going to have production in terms of packing, in terms of just storage of all the packaging materials, the stuff for the storefront upstairs. We're going to have a break room actually for our employees. They're no longer going to be sitting on the stairs in our hallway. We're going to have, we're going to grow into the space, but I think we're going to grow into it very well because currently in our old space, like we've been saying, we were maxed out. We couldn't even go online shop. We couldn't do, chocolates online, which since the show, we've had a lot of people from out of state saying, hey, we want your chocolates, and we ship them, but we don't have a website yet because we didn't have the space to deal with all the packaging and everything like that. So this will allow us to do more wholesale, more, so if anyone has a store and you need chocolates, no, but more wholesale, more online shopping, all that kind of thing. So it's really, I mean, it's nerve-wracking. Hopefully we'll make the monthly payments, but it's really an exciting process, I think.
And the picture that was up there of the boxes of chocolates really was in our retail portion. If you had walked into our chocolate shops, you probably would have seen our staff sitting there between customers filling those orders. It wasn't the greatest spot for us, and I like that this area is going to be designated just for the packing. We've had orders where the marble slab where the Father Christmas was at, we've had to use that table for packing instead of making more product. So we'll be able to keep those areas completely separate, have an area that we can keep making them instead of storing them on. That was as the roof started coming off. They tore off all the roof. And that's kind of, they're going in now, they've done this, the woodwork, the carpentry.
That's upstairs where all those cabinets, those old display cases and the stuff in the roof was. And that's our storefront. That's going to be where our counter is, hopefully. That's the front. We knocked out the front.
Yeah, and there's this part of the building, it faces north, and it's actually right on 8th Avenue. That looked completely like a bunker, and so the idea was to take this out and to split it into 3 different bays for retail. And so we're going to take just one of those, and then we're going to rent out the rest of them to people. So, just a different angle of the doors. And the reason I put this picture, it goes back to the picture of me sitting on that porch. This is what we're going to see going just north of our building. I love it because it's a park that's not really utilized as a park. It was actually green space that LDS Hospital had to put there when they put in all the parking lots. It can never be built on, and it's not technically a city park, and it's not fully utilized. And what I like about it is I can see people in the wintertime out there playing with snow. I can see them in the summertime walking out there. I can see us trying to do outside movies on our roof and putting that on our rooftop for little block parties and having the neighborhood sit on that park watching a movie, intermission, come in and get chocolates. I can see things like that. But you know, that's what I love about that view. So, peanut butter truffles. And this is an old picture. The family, it was basically Bill Spencer and his dad Bud that ran this 8th Avenue grocery store. Bud had this location. What I loved about it was how the storefront looked. And you know, that's probably in the 30s, maybe the 40s, that is when this was taken. And I liked just the openness. I liked all of that. So that's kind of what we want to build, is something similar where you can have that kind of a center. We're not going to be as cool as his was, because maybe we'll get more money from a bank, but at the moment, we'll do what we can. But that was the approach of having that. That's our current shop. You know, what is reality? This is kind of what it's about to us. It is about the neighborhood. It's about the kids coming over and getting ice cream.
About the extended neighborhood too. Everybody coming from all over to enjoy something sweet.
Yeah, like everybody asks, what's Hatch Family Chocolates? And I don't really think of it as me and Kate. I actually think of it as the neighborhood and the community. That's Hatch Family Chocolates. It's
and the
everybody.
Family, sure, you and I are family, but the family of our staff too, and everybody that really participates, and we couldn't be happier with a better crew.
That's what we love. We love seeing kids covered with chocolate and kissing our cabinets. But yeah, you may not want to kiss the cabinet unless we Windex it right before you get there. Just note to self. And that was it. You know, so basically those are kind of our vision. We have no clue what the future brings. They're telling us that our building will be done sometime this summer, May or June. In fact, we're leaving from here to go back up there. We're scared to death. I mean, we're scared to death to take out this loan. We're scared to death of doing everything. But at the same time, if you don't risk, you're not going to gain anything.
It's a good scare. Yeah, it's a good risk, I think.